Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the faculty, administration, and the Board of Trustees, I welcome you to Trine University as we observe the 125th commencement of this great institution. I'm pleased that you're here to share this joyous yet solemn occasion as we celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2010. At this time, I call upon University Chaplain Travis Wilhelm for the invocation, to be followed with the singing of the national anthem by Ashley Cloud, a member of the class of 2010.
Thank you, Dr. Brooks. Will you join me in praying for this year's commencement ceremony? Almighty and everlasting God, your kindness and grace are apparent today. We pause now at the beginning of this significant ceremony and humbly invite you into our presence. We recognize that you are the one that creates the mind, the body, the soul, and we rejoice in the many blessings that you've given to this graduating class. As we celebrate this morning, we pray that this commencement ceremony would please you. We are excited for today and are grateful for these young people and their accomplishments, in which we recognize this morning. Thank you for their support network, their parents and grandparents, siblings, spouses, friends, faculty that have offered encouragement and resources. You know, your word says that you have plans to prosper us and not to harm us, and to give us a future. And we thank you for how you've used the university to equip these young men and women for a successful future. We thank you, and we pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Please be seated. Trine University is fortunate to have an active and dedicated Board of Trustees that lead the efforts of our great institution. At this time, I'd like to introduce the members of the Trine University Board of Trustees and our platform party. Will you please stand as you're introduced? To my left, our commencement speaker, Robert M. Knight. Chair of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Jerry Allen. Representing the Angola community, Jason Justice. Second row, members of our Board of Trustees, Dr. William Gettig. Mr. Jim Bach, Dr. Larry Franks, Mr. Richard Oder, Dr. Wyatt Weaver. Continuing in the third row, the President of our Alumni Association, Colonel George Higginson. Members of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Jack Shaw, Mr. Mitchell Rhodes, Mr. Cliff Ryan, and Mr. Gary Ward. To my left, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. David Finley. Members of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Ralph Trine, Dr. Sherry Trine, again our University Chaplain, Travis Wilhelm. In the second row, members of our Board of Trustees, John Maketa III, Dr. John Maketa Jr., Mr. Lynn Brooks, Dr. John Hester. In the back row, our Registrar, Deborah Helmsing, and members of our Board of Trustees, Larry Reiners, Senator Dennis Cruz, Dr. Wayne Shive, and Mr. Steve LaHood. Again, join me for this entire group and for the great work they do on behalf of our institution. This moment could not be possible without the commitment and dedication of the university faculty. At this time, I ask the members of the Trine University faculty to rise and be recognized for their contributions to the university and for their contributions to the class of 2010. Trine University faculty. Thank you. You may be seated. As I look around the audience today, I see many other people who have worked hard and who have sacrificed a great deal to help these young men and women reach this milestone. Will all of the parents, grandparents, husbands, wives, children, family members of the graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you. I know all of these graduates are very grateful for the support you've given them over these past years. We appreciate it too, because we know without your support, encouragement, this milestone would have been much more difficult to reach. To the graduating class of 2010, the word commencement means a beginning. You have achieved a very significant new beginning. That alone is cause for celebration. The new opportunities that will present themselves because of this new beginning are also cause for celebration today. But perhaps the greatest celebration is that you have arrived at this moment. For some of you, it's been a bumpy path to travel. Obstacles, hurdles, roadblocks, detours, even maybe a U-turn or two along the way, but you have persevered and now set at a major new beginning. There is freshness to new beginnings. There is excitement in the air. And I believe it is invigorating, and I hope that you hold on to the spirit of this day, hold on to your new beginning, and I hope that you will remember this day and this university as you travel your new path. So welcome to the moment. Welcome to Commencement 2010. Trine University follows a long-established academic practice of recognizing through the granting of honorary degrees those individuals who have realized significant achievement in their respective fields or who have made substantial contributions to the work of the university. We have the privilege of recognizing such an outstanding individual today. I will ask Dr. David Finley, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Coach Robert M. Knight to come forward and join me at the podium for the presentation of the honorary degree. Dr. Finley and Coach Knight, please join me.
As a preface to the remarks you will hear shortly, I will paraphrase the citation. Winning defines Robert M. Knight's personal and professional life. He coached the Indiana University Hoosiers for 29 years, leading them to 3 Division I NCAA championships, claiming the title in 1975-1976 after a perfect season. He had the most NCAA wins at 902 of a career total 1,273 games. He holds the NCAA record in tournament appearances at 28 and in games won, claiming victories of 20 or more games in 29 seasons. As importantly, Coach Knight has emphasized more than athletic excellence. He has stressed academics and character in his players, who have notched a 98% graduation rate. His ability to teach young men the game of basketball and life is one of his most noted characteristics. As such, Trine University is privileged to award Robert M. Knight the Honorary Doctor of Public Service.
By virtue of the laws of the state of Indiana and the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees of Trine University, by direction of the trustees and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to confer upon you the honorary degree of public service with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto, and in testimony whereof we present you with this hood, Coach Knight, and I present you with this diploma. Congratulations. We flipped your program for a purpose this morning. You're going to realize that in just a minute. It now gives me a great honor to welcome today's commencement speaker, Robert M. Coach Bob Knight. As I said at our faculty and staff commencement breakfast this morning, I think the term legend is often overused and misused in today's society, but not when it comes to the introduction of today's speaker. In college basketball, the name Coach Bob Knight is synonymous with greatness and winning. Just take a glance at the Bob Knight file. The numbers and achievements that illustrate what he's done for the game of basketball are there for all to see. In 41 seasons as a head coach at the Division I level, he has a career record of 902 wins, 371 losses. An even more remarkable achievement, Coach Finley, or Dr. Finley just mentioned it, and I think the most impressive statistic at all, and a record that will never be broken, I don't think at any level in the NCAA, is a 98% graduation rate of his student athletes during those 41 years. That's a remarkable achievement. Coach Knight has accomplished the following outstanding notable feats: 3 national championships, 28 NCAA tournament appearances, #1 among all coaches, 1 NIT championship, 1 Olympic gold medal, 1 Pan American gold medal, 29 seasons of 20 or more wins, again #1 among all coaches, 4 seasons of 30 or more wins, the perfect season in 1975 and 76 when his team went 32-0. When he was 62 years old, Coach Knight became the youngest of the 4 coaches ever to reach the milestone of 800 victories. He is the only coach to have achieved 900 wins. Coach Knight completed his coaching career at Texas Tech on February 2nd, 2008, a 67-60 win over Oklahoma State at the United Spirit Arena in Lubbock, Texas. During his 6 seasons at Army, his 29 years at Indiana, and his 6.5 seasons at the helm of Texas Tech Red Raider program, he has experienced nothing short of excellence. There are wins, conference titles, national championships, an exemplary graduation rate, and player success after basketball. Most telling, there is a bond that exists between Coach Knight and those who have played for him. Bob Knight is his own man, one who represents his own high principles, expectations, demands for his players, his coaching staff, and most of all, himself. However, he is foremost an educator. His ability to teach young men the game of basketball and the game of life is one of his most noted characteristics. Coach Knight has long been active in the National Association of Basketball Coaches, served a term as trustee of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, and was named an honorary member of Beta Gamma Sigma, the National Business Honor Society. The works of Bob Knight reach far beyond the realm of his numerous achievements and highly recognized status on the hard court. In August 2003, he was honored as the first inductee into the Vince Lombardi Titletown Legends. The honor and responsibility pays tribute to those individuals who possess those characteristics instilled by Vince Lombardi and his players: dedication, teamwork, respect, love, family, and discipline. A native of Orrville, Ohio, Coach Knight is a graduate of Ohio State, where he was a member of the Buckeye Hardwood teams that won Big Ten titles in 1960, 1961, 1962, and the NCAA championship in 1960, while posting an overall record of 78-6. After graduating with a degree in history and government, he was an assistant coach at Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio High School 1 year before entering the U.S. Army, where he was assigned to assist Coach Tates at West Point. When Locke became head coach at Miami, Ohio in 1965, Coach Knight, then only 24 years of age, was named to succeed him and became the youngest varsity coach in major collegiate history. Coach Knight is the father of two sons: Tim, a 1986 graduate of Stanford University, serves as Texas Tech's Assistant Athletic Director in Special Projects, and Pat, who played for him at IU from 1991 to 95 and is now the head coach at Texas Tech. Please give a warm Trine University welcome to Coach Robert M. Knight, our 2010 commencement speaker.
I discarded my gown because I had told Dr. Brooks that I only work in a sweater. Dick Vitale wears a coat, tie, suit, and he talks too much. I limit what I have to say, I think, with a sweater. I, first of all, would like to say that Dr. Brooks read some things that have been given me over the years, but nothing has touched me more or been more important to me personally than the degree given to me by this great university here this morning. And that leads me to talk to you 360-some seniors that are about to receive your degrees. You know, there is no finer institution anywhere in the country than the one you are about to graduate from. And this institution has really placed you on the starting line of life. This is where life really begins for you, because you're going to have to rely more on yourself from this point on, you eminent graduates, than at any other time in your short experience with life. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that you're going to encounter from this day on, because you're going to be on your own. You're going to be working for people. You're going to, some of you have to work for a guy like me. You know, I wasn't the easiest coach in history to play for. You know, that was never my intent. My intent was to see that the guys that played for me went away from basketball with a better opportunity to succeed in life than anyone anywhere could have. And with that, it took a certain amount of different types of encouragement on my part over all of those years. And people ask me, what, in a nutshell, what would be your philosophy? And I tell them this story. Now, you folks, you young folks, remember, you're going to be working for somebody like those people that I tell you a little bit about here. Johnny went in to see his dad one evening. Johnny was 16, had just completed his junior year in high school, and his dad was watching a baseball game, rooting for the Cardinals. And Johnny said, "Dad, did Mom tell you that I passed the driver's exam today?" Dad said, "Not only, Johnny, did Mom tell me that you passed the exam, she said the state trooper that gave you the exam said you had the highest score on both the written and the driving part of that exam of anybody he had ever given it to." He said, "I think that's great." Well, Dad, that brings me to ask you this question. Will I be able to use the car once in a while, your car or Mom's car? John, you know, I've anticipated that question, and here's my answer. There are going to be some stipulations, John. Now, you folks are going to have stipulations. You folks are going to have restrictions. Here are the stipulations that John's dad gave to him. First of all, I'm tired of your mom telling me how you mistreat your brother and sister and how reluctant you are to do things around the house, how slow you are to pay attention to things. That's got to change. Secondly, your grades have got to improve. You have got to have better grades, John. This last grading period was just not good. You have got to have better grades. And thirdly, I want to see you read. You have got to learn to, reading is the foundation of all knowledge. And not just the ability to read, but the desire to read. And I think that while you read, you ought to give a glance every now and then at the Bible. Not for the religious implications, but simply because there's so many good things in the Bible about life. And then, John, the last thing, the fourth thing, the fourth stipulation to you using the car is, damn, boy, you got to get a haircut. I'm tired of seeing that long hair, and I want a haircut. Now, when you've gone through, John, enough time where you think you've got these things changed and under control, you come back and we'll talk about the car. So about 3 weeks later, John had been working hard, and he thought, well, now's the time to go in and visit my dad and just see where I am regarding the use of the car. So he went into the lounge, and there's Dad watching a Cardinal game again. And he said, "Dad, can I talk to you about the car?" And his dad said, "Certainly, John." And he said, "Well, I've worked at those things you talked to me about, and I hope I've made some improvement, and maybe I'm ready to get a chance to use the car." And his dad said, "Well, you know, first of all, not only has your mother ceased to complain about your behavior around the house, she's been very complimentary about how you've helped and what you've done with your brother and sister and what she wants done, and even things that she hasn't even asked you to do, you've done. So number one, great. Number two, grades. I've been carefully monitoring your grades. They have all improved, but John, they have to stay there, and they have to continue to improve. You've got to understand that. Thirdly, I've seen you read, and I've seen you open the Bible now and then, and I've seen you take an interest in things other than just watching television, and I'm very pleased with that. So 3 out of 4, John, is pretty good, but all 4 things have to be done, John, and you still don't have a haircut. And I told you I'm tired of that long hair. And John said, "Now, Dad, I have something to say about that. You know, you encouraged me to read the Bible, and I have read the Bible, and I saw in the Bible where Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, Jesus himself all had long hair." And his dad said, "That's exactly right, John," and they walked their ass off everywhere they went. And that's the kind of guy you folks are going to run into now and then as you get away from this starting line and you move on this next phase in life. And then there's another thing that I'm really big on, and that's self-reliance. Learn to rely on yourself. Now, you're going to be in a situation where self-reliance is going to be important. You know, getting up in the morning, getting to work on time, doing what you're supposed to do, trying to improve, trying to get better. It really bothers me when a guy hits a home run and he crosses the plate and he points to the Almighty, thanking the Almighty for giving him the strength to hit this home run. You know, leave the Almighty alone. What the hell does he care about baseball? Let him work on something else. Let him work on homes for the homeless and better health care and one thing and another. And so when this guy sets his hand up in the air and thanks the Lord for helping him hit that home run, I watch this on television and I say to myself, God screwed the pitcher. Now think about that. In life, you know, believe in God, have strong beliefs, but most of all, believe in yourself. Learn to swing at good pitches. Don't go up without any thought of the strike zone. Never go to bat when you're not aware of the strike zone. Don't swing at low and outside. Don't swing at high and inside. Make sure that what you're swinging at is a good pitch. And when you've got that good pitch, make sure that you hit it. One of the great contemporaries of mine in coaching happens to be a guy that played for me at West Point, Mike Krzyzewski. And many of you just rooted for his Duke team to get beat by Butler a couple of weeks ago in Indianapolis. But I can assure you that I was rooting for Duke to win that game because I have a tremendous respect for Mike as a player, as a person, and as a coach. And he's become one of the great coaches in the history of the game. And I'm going to pass on something that he once did as a player, just about the same age as you folks. He was a senior at West Point at that time, and we were playing South Carolina in the NIT, and they had a great player named John Roach. And I said, Mike, you're going to guard Roach, and I don't want to see Roach get 10 points. They play a 2-3 zone. You're going to play on top of the zone, Mike, and Oxley's going to be to your right, and Simmons is going to be to your left. Oxley shoots, Simmons shoots, you pass. You don't shoot. I want to see you take a shot, Mike. He was not a very good shooter. He said, now, is there anything about this you don't understand? He said, no, sir. And I said, Oxley shoots, Simmons shoots, Govey and Clevenger work in and out of the middle, you pass. P-A-S-S. Got it. I got it, Coach. I got it. About 8 minutes left in the game. We're ahead by 14 points. And my grandmother used to tell me, sometime in life, the devil will try to grab your soul. And that happened to Mike with that 14-point lead. And I can still see Mike stepping into the free throw line with the ball and nobody within 8 feet of him. Now, to play basketball and not be allowed to shoot is a difficult proposition. And you guys are going to have some difficult situations. You're going to have some things where you say, why am I doing this? Well, you're doing it because somebody told you to do it. Or it's part of your job. And there are going to be some parts of your jobs and your life that aren't all that interesting or all that entertaining. And Mike not being able to shoot in that game was certainly one of those things. And as he stepped into the shot, the devil having his soul and stepped up to take the shot, and his shooting guide hand actually came off the ball, and he started the shot motion. And Bill Parcells, the great football coach, is sitting beside me on the bench, and I said, Krzyzewski is about to die. And with that, at the last possible moment, he flipped the pass to Oxley on the right-hand side. Years later, I got that picture cut out of the film and I sent it to Mike with this inscription: Mike, this pass saved your life. Now, I use that as a reference point because those of you that follow sports, and even those that don't, Mike has been synonymous with success over his career at Duke, as much success as anybody has ever had in basketball. And when he came to West Point, he had been the leading scorer in the Chicago Catholic League for 2 years, one of the better basketball leagues in the United States. And he had a lot of stuff going to the bucket, and he got fouled a lot, but he really was never a very good shooter. He made the best adjustment from high school basketball to college basketball of any player that I've ever coached. And I think the ability to adjust, the ability to be able to see something and adjust to it, to change your approach because there's a better approach, is going to be very important to each of you. And as I say, I've never been around anybody that made a better adjustment than Mike did. You know, one of the great authors had a little phrase on a book that I kind of got a kick out of relative to adjustment. You know, and it goes something like this. And this happens to each and every one of us every once in a while. When you kick the tiger in the ass, when you kick the tiger in the ass, you better have a plan for when he turns around. You know, now, we all go off on a little divergent kick once in a while, but we better have a plan to straighten things out as well. And remember that what you're about to go into, all 360 some of you, is an atmosphere where people just don't give a damn where you're from or what your degree says or what your name is or what your color is or anything else. What they care about is productivity. Now, for you 360 people, you are way, way beyond the position at the starting line that the normal college graduate has. Because this is an extra special education that you have gotten here. So maybe you're 5 yards beyond the starting line as a result of your having attended Trine University and worked and studied under this faculty. But if you're not careful, you can lose that. You know, one of my most interesting experiences was coaching Michael Jordan, the Olympic team, in 1984 when we won the gold medal in Los Angeles. And Michael had played for Dean Smith at North Carolina. And Dean and I were friends throughout our entire careers. And I don't think either one of us particularly enjoyed playing against the other. We had to do it 5 or 6 times and probably split those games. But it was a real pleasure for me to coach Jordan. And Jordan was more than just a great basketball player. Jordan was very attentive to what was going on. Jordan was a great observer. My wife and I are going down an interstate in Alabama last year. Going down there to do some fishing, and Karen was going with me. And I said, Karen, turn the radio to 90.3. It's a country western station, really good music, 90.3. She turns it to 90.3, and country music comes on. And Karen looks at me and she said, how in the world did you know that 90.3 was a country western station? And I said, oh, I came down here about 25 years ago. I just remember 90.3. And she said, that's amazing. 20 years ago, and you remember that? And I said, sure, I remember that. Well, about a mile back, there was a big billboard that said, tuned to 90.3 for country western music. I have yet to let her in on that secret. Be observant. in what you do. The ability to observe is the most important ingredient in being good of anything that I know. Be able to observe. People would try and the press is a difficult thing to deal with in many cases, and there are some very good people in the press. I unfortunately have not run across a whole lot of them, but I know they're there somewhere. The press used to really try to corner Jordan. And, well, Coach Smith does it this way, and Coach Knight does it that way. What do you think? Coach Knight does it this way, and Coach Smith does it that way. What do you think? Michael had a great answer for him. He would say, well, Coach Smith is the master of the four-corner offense, and Coach Knight is the master of the four-letter word. And that's how he used to start out dealing with the press. Now, as great an athlete as Jordan was, he really had a sense, and this is what I was impressed most about him. He had a sense of his responsibility. He had a sense of what he had to do, not just to be a part of the team, but to be a leader. And it went beyond what he had learned on the basketball floor. I mean, the kid had an amazing, we're playing Uruguay. Now, 4 of these faculty members, or 5 of these faculty members, if they'd listened to what the hell I have to say, could beat Uruguay. I mean, they just weren't very good. And I told Mike before the game in Los Angeles in the Forum, I said, Mike, I don't want to get on anybody tonight. I want to relax. I want everybody to play a lot. And I want this game to be over with in 5 minutes. I want Uruguay to be defeated in 5 minutes. Now, is there any question? No, sir, I got it, 5 minutes. At 4 minutes, there's a TV timeout, and we're ahead by 19 points. I look at the scoreboard. Mike looks past me, looks up at the scoreboard, and says, Coach, we're a minute ahead of schedule. Now, that's the kind of player that I like to coach. And it was coaching the Olympic team was very similar in my background, I think, in my lifetime to the degree that I have received here this morning. Henry Iba, one of the great coaches in history, called me when I was named as the Olympic coach in 1984, and he said, son, you've got to keep one thing in mind. You're not just working for your school now, you're working for your country. And I translate that to you young people, you 360 would-be graduates here, that you're not really just working for yourself, you're working for your company, your family, you're out there to prove yourself and to work at proving yourself. And just like Jordan, as good as he was, had to prove himself with me. We're playing Spain in the gold medal game, and we're ahead by 27 points at the half. Jordan has scored 19 points in the half. He has 11 rebounds and 7 assists. And he had played 13 minutes out of 20. Well, it's hard for me to go in at the half, and I hope it will be hard for you folks to go in at halftime satisfied. Satisfaction is the first step toward defeat. Don't ever forget that. Never be satisfied. There's always something better. But here we are, 19 points ahead at the half. Jordan's only played 13 minutes. He's scored, he's rebounded, he's had assists, and it's hard for me to say, boys, you're doing great. We're really okay. Gosh, damn, we got them on the run. We're good. You know, so finally I came up with, well, here's my plan. So I walked in, and I went right in front of Jordan. I thought if I said something to Jordan, everybody else is going to say, man, what's he going to be upset with when he comes to me if he's upset with Jordan? Scored a lot, rebounded a lot, passed really well. And I said, Mike, when the hell are you going to set a screen? You know, when you're in the game, we got 4 guys screening, and you scoring or rebounding or passing, but we get you out of the game, all 5 guys are screening. Now, when are you going to set a screen? And I like people that aren't afraid. I like people that are willing to say something that they believe in. And with that, Michael looks up at me and he said, Coach, didn't I read recently where you thought I was the quickest player you'd ever been around? And I said, Mike, what the hell has that got to do with you screening? And he said, Coach, I think I'm setting them quicker than you can see them out there. And so Jordan understood. Jordan understood there were limits to which he could take me, and he knew that he hadn't reached that limit by that time. But now, you're going to have to go maybe another step. And my step was Sam Perkins, who had played with Jordan at North Carolina, and Chris Mullins, who had played at St. John's, were sitting in the 2 spots next to Michael. And as soon as Michael said that, their heads immediately went down. And I walked over and I said, you 2 guys thought this was really funny, didn't you? Now, you've got to be prepared. You know, remember, when you kick the tiger in the ass, have a plan for when he turns around. And so I walked over to these 2 and I said, you really enjoyed Jordan's little repartee here. Well, let me tell you how we're going to play the second half here against Spain in the gold medal game. We're going to start the game the same way we started it, which means you 2 are going to start the second half. But if you can't slow Jordan down setting screens in the second half so I can see him, I'm taking you 2 out of the game. Now, how do you like that one? So you always got to be able to hang in the game, and particularly when you get into a position of responsibility, which I hope all of you are able to reach, then there's always a little give and take involved. And there's a little give and take for you in trying to reach that position of responsibility. But keep in mind that it's a long way off where you're just giving and not taking. Always keep that in mind. It's a little bit like the grandfather and the grandson are walking the mule to town. And a guy stops him and says, why is the grandson walking? Let him ride on the mule. So Grandpa puts the grandson on the mule. Guy stops a little later down the road. Why is the grandson on the mule and the grandfather walking? So Grandpa got on the mule. Grandson is walking. A little bit further, a guy stops and says, how come you both aren't riding the mule? So they both ride the mule a little ways, and they're stopped again. And they're told, well, why are you riding the mule? Why don't you let the mule walk and you 2 walk? They go on a little further, and they're stopped again. And the guy says, you 2 ought to be carrying the mule. You think of all the mule that is done for you, you 2 should be carrying the mule. So they carry the mule. And they have to cross a railroad bridge, and it's slippery, icy, and they slip. The mule goes in the river, it drowns. They lose the mule. And the moral of the story is, when you try to please everybody, you're going to lose your ass. So think about that. You young people, think about that. And then things aren't always what they seem. And you have to understand your abilities. You've got to know what you can do and what you can't do. And Michael Jordan is one of the few athletes that could do everything. There are very few that can do everything. He happened to be one of them. There are other people that can go through all forms of music. Johnny Horton, to me, was the greatest singer that ever lived, because he could sing anything and he could sing it any way. So there are very few people like that. Almost all of us have some limitations. There's an 89-year-old man fishing in a farm pond over in my native Ohio. And he was very, very adept with the fly rod. And as you watched him, you could just see that, boy, when his youth, this guy must have been a heck of an athlete. Because at that age, 89, he had tremendous control of the rod, the line. His little bug would go out over the water and drop softly on the water, and the bluegill would come up and grab it, and he'd set the hook, and bring the fish in and put it in his little basket. And just amazing watching the timing and the expertise of this 89-year-old fisherman. And while casting, he heard a voice. And he looked around, didn't see anybody, and the voice said, "Pick me up. Pick me up and kiss me. Pick me up." He can't, and all of a sudden, "Look down at your feet." So he did, and there's a big frog sitting at his feet. And the frog looks up and says, "If you'll pick me up and kiss me, I become the most beautiful woman in the world, and I will provide you with pleasures the rest of your life that man has never dreamed of. You will be the most contented man ever if you pick me up and kiss me." I can't even describe what your life will be like from this point on. And with that, the old fella reached down, picked up the frog, looked at it, put it in his pocket. And the frog said, "Did you hear what I said? I'll become the most beautiful maiden in the world, giving you pleasures that man has never dreamed of. Just kiss me." And he opened up the pocket and looked at the frog, and he said, "That may be, but at my age, I'd rather have a talking frog." So things aren't always what they seem to be. And you've got to be very careful now when you go out. You're going to have all kinds of choices to make. And I've got a couple of things that I want to leave you with. People have asked me, "What do you think was the key to your success as a coach?" And I said, I wanted to win. More than anything, I wanted to win. And I learned very quickly that the way to win is eliminating the reasons why you lose. You don't win taking bad shots. You don't win throwing the ball away. You don't win by not getting to the free throw line. You win because you do those things that enable you to do so. You do them well, and you eliminate, and it's even more important that you eliminate the reasons why you don't win. Being late, not being precise with an explanation, not being prepared. Second thing, preparation. Preparation is the key to victory in any game that you're playing. The prepared people win one hell of a lot more than the unprepared people. You can never spend too much time on preparation. The will to prepare to win is far more important than the will to win. I want you to get two songs. You'll have to look up these two songs. One by Kenny Rogers, "The Gambler." Sure, most of you have heard "The Gambler," but you graduates to be need to get "The Gambler." There's a great line in it. "Never count your winnings when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." That's been a great line in my life. You know, 2 minutes to go, 7-point lead, the dealing's not done. Make sure the project is finished before you count your winnings. And the second song I'd like for you to get is one that the Oak Ridge Boys sang, "Dig the Well a Little Deeper." When you want a clear, cool drink of water, you got to dig the well a little deeper. And you're going to find very quickly in this life beyond college that you're going to be required on occasion to dig the well a little deeper. Now, I'd like to have everybody in the audience here, that man, woman, male, female, any association whatsoever with the American military, regardless of the branch, would those of you that have served in some branch of the military please stand? Now, for you 360 would-be graduates, it's men and women like those who have just stood and those who will stand in the future that have given us, you, me, all of us, a life in the greatest country in the world. And we owe it to them to do everything we can to improve things, to make things better, to make things possible, as those people of ours who have spent time in the military giving all of us that opportunity. And I leave you with this last thought. I'm not going to say good luck to you. I don't believe in luck. You know, I believe in preparation. I believe in being better than the other guy. I believe in working harder than the other guy. Luck is simply when preparation meets opportunity. So I'll leave you with this thought. See instead of look. Most people look. To win, you got to see. Listen instead of hear. A lot of people hear, but they don't listen. And always keep one thing in mind. Until you become the chief executive officer of General Motors, it's a hell of a lot more important for you to watch and listen than it is for you to talk. I've enjoyed sharing some thoughts with you here this morning. As I said earlier, I have a great appreciation for the honor bestowed upon me. I have a great respect for how well prepared you 360 people are to go into life. Work in such a way that you'll enjoy the next years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Coach Knight. What an honor and privilege it is to have you with us this weekend. We now proceed to the main order of business, Commencement 2010, the awarding of degrees. Students who have completed the degree requirements, along with those expected to complete the requirements by the end of the fall semester, will be recognized this morning. Dr. David Finley will present the candidates from each of the schools of Trine University.
Will the faculty of the Trine University graduate programs please rise and remain standing for the presentation of the candidates? Will the candidates who have completed or will soon complete the requirements to receive the following degrees please rise? Master of Science, Master of Engineering, Thank you. The faculty and candidates from the graduate programs may be seated. Will the faculty of the Allen School of Engineering and Technology please rise and remain standing for the presentation of the candidates? Will the candidates who have completed or will soon complete the requirements to receive the following degrees please rise? Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Engineering Administration. Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering. And Bachelor of Science in Design Engineering Technology. Thank you. The faculty and candidates from the Allen School of Engineering and Technology may be seated. Will the faculty of the Frank School of Education please rise and remain standing for the presentation of the candidates? Will the candidates who have completed or will soon complete the requirements to receive the following degree please rise? Bachelor of Science. Thank you. The faculty and candidates from the Frank School of Education may be seated. Will the faculty of the Jannon School of Arts and Sciences please rise and remain standing for the presentation of the candidates? Will the candidates who have completed or will soon complete the requirements to receive the following degrees please rise? Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Arts. Associate in Criminal Justice. Thank you. The faculty and candidates from the Jannon School of Arts and Sciences may be seated. Will the faculty of the Kettner School of Business please rise and remain standing for the presentation of the candidates? Will the candidates who have completed or will soon complete the requirements to receive the following degrees please rise? Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Thank you. The faculty and candidates from the Kettner School of Business may be seated. Will the faculty of the School of Professional Studies please rise and remain standing for the presentation of the candidates? Will the candidates who have completed or will soon complete the requirements to receive the following degrees please rise? Bachelor of Applied Management. Bachelor of Science in Business Administration or Bachelor of Business Administration. Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. Bachelor of Science. Bachelor of Arts. Associate in Business Administration. Associate in Accounting. And Associate in Industrial Technology or Associate in Engineering Technology. The faculty from the School of Professional Studies may be seated. Will the candidates for degrees from the Trine University graduate programs, the Allen School of Engineering and Technology, the Frank School of Education, the Jannon School of Arts and Sciences, and the Kettner School of Business, please rise and join those from the School of Professional Studies. President Brooks, these candidates are qualified or expected to qualify by the end of the fall semester to receive the degree as indicated in the commencement program. On behalf of the faculty, I am pleased to present them to you.
Thank you, Dr. Finley. Will the candidates remain standing? By virtue of the laws of the state of Indiana and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Trine University, and by direction of the Board of Trustees upon the recommendation of the faculty, I am pleased to confer upon you those who have completed their degree requirements, the appropriate associate, bachelor's, or master's degrees as listed in the commencement program, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of Trine University. For those of you who have yet to complete your program requirements, I will be pleased to confer upon you the appropriate degree from Trine University when all degree requirements have been satisfied. Please be seated. Professor Bill Sangiacomo, Associate Professor at Kettner School of Business, will read the names of the graduates from each of the 5 schools.
Will the graduates and candidates from the Trine University graduate programs please come forward for the presentation of their diplomas? Dr. Jerry Allen, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the University, will join Dr. Brooks and Dr. Finley in greeting the members of the class of 2009-2010. Carrying the banner for graduate studies is faculty delegate Dr. Tom Beckner. Leading the graduates from the Allen School of Engineering and Technology to receive their Master of Engineering degrees is Dr. Bill Barry. For the Master of Engineering, Matthew Robert Clemens. Pablo Cortegelso. Andrew John Crane. Aaron Lease. Thomas James McNicholas. Brandon Jacob Wood. Leading the graduates from the School of Professional Studies to receive their Master of Science degrees is Dr. Julia Jordanich. Sonia Velasquez Atienzo. Stacy Burt. Jamie Ray Kunkel. Rachel Current. Sarah Kristen Dawson. Kristen A. Fee. Kimberly Diane Folk. Temecula Katina Gibson. Michelle Hirsch. Tara Hominick. James Hunt. Felicie Marshall Hutchin. David Ray McGuire. Claudia L. Miller. Samantha Jo Reeder. Sherry Ann Robbins. Adria Shreve. Jessica Marie Simon. Okay. John A. Smith. Jacqueline Stoy. Will the graduates and candidates from the Allen School of Engineering and Technology please come forward for the presentation of their diplomas? Carrying the banner for the Allen School of Engineering and Technology is faculty delegate Dr. Larry Samuelson. The Dean of the Allen School of Engineering and Technology is Dr. V.K. Sharma. Leading the graduates to receive their design engineering technology degrees is Professor Tom Trusty. Aaron Blackwell. Travis Anthony Patrick Crow. Elizabeth Hopkins. Craig Allen Miller. Adam James Schiltz, cum laude. Benjamin Sloan. Matthew Smith. Jared Leighton Stump. Brian Lewis Truby. Quentin Adam Westfall. Leading the graduates to receive their Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering degrees is Dr. Majid Salim. Ryan Thomas Gruel, Honors Program. Aaron Kiefer. Kathleen C. Klein, magna cum laude. Nicholas E. Miller. Whitney Krista Marie Miller, cum laude. Matthew C. Mills. Christopher D. Osborne. Anthony George Stewart. Benedict E. Swager, cum laude. Leading the graduates to receive their Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering degrees is Dr. Tim Tyler. Brett William Becker. Adam James Bowden. Adam Michael Clark. Adam D. Piper. Eric Douglas Everett. Chris Fote. Joseph Fulcher. Carrie Johnson. Kristen E. Julian. Justin J. Kurtz. Brad Michael Locker. Kevin James Lee. Mark Limbaugh. Matthew Murray. Zachary John Panic. Caitlin Michelle Perot, magna cum laude. Kelly Rogers. Megan Alicia Rao, magna cum laude. Frank John Ridequist IV. Isa Samir Salsa, magna cum laude. Matthew Scudder. Brittany Lorraine Stensland. Ivan Lamont Tolliver. Leading the graduates from the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department is Dr. Andrea Matovsky. For the Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, Nathaniel Bollinger. Kyle Lauder. Brian David Nielsen, summa cum laude. James Sloop. Matthew Lloyd Smith. Kyle Trotter. For the Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, Ryan Taylor Heath. Adam Bart Thormeyer Huff. Michael David Cruz, cum laude. Jared B. McCain. Nathan Reynolds, magna cum laude. Josh Thorne. Leading the graduates from the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering is Dr. Susan Lance. For the Bachelor of Science in Engineering Administration, Bruce Arnold Blessinger. Daniel Block. Stephanie Hawley. For the Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, John Philip Benner III, Cooperative Education. Clayton Paul Bennett, cum laude. Chris Borzensky, cum laude. Mark Donald Brown, cum laude. Nicholas F. Dunning, cum laude. Aaron T. Engels. Kara Joy Hirschberger. Daniel Higginbotham, magna cum laude. Sarah E. Howe, magna cum laude. David M. Hall. Derek J. Jeffries. Darren Lynn King, magna cum laude. Jonathan Adam Kunze, Cooperative Education. Aaron Lease, magna cum laude. T.J. Nadeau. Eric Eugene Reichart, magna cum laude. Paul Nathaniel Rexroth, summa cum laude. Wesley Griffith Stinson. Paul Gabriel Verdine. Jonathan Weidlich. Will the graduates and candidates from the Franks School of Education please come forward for the presentation of their diplomas? Carrying the banner for the Franks School of Education is faculty delegate Professor Wes Garner. The Dean of the Franks School of Education is Dr. Suzanne Van Wagner. Leading the graduates to receive their Bachelor of Science degrees is Professor Kathy Pomeroy. Candace J. Austin. Megan Lynn Callahan. Kevin Dahlstrom. Michael Joseph DeVos. Nick Draheim. Kelsey Marie Ford. Amanda Joanne Frucci, magna cum laude. Stephanie Hobbs, magna cum laude, honors program. Laura Gail Hepner. Camilla Ukill, cum laude. Nicholas T. Kraus. Nathaniel Massey. Crystal Lynn Miller, summa cum laude. Rebecca Rose Miller, cum laude. Chelsea Ann Morey. Lucas A. Morris. Ashri Danae Onion. Thomas Anthony Pompey. Brian Posendek. Joseph Vanderpool, cum laude. Will the graduates and candidates from the Janin School of Arts and Sciences please come forward for the presentation of their diplomas? Carrying the banner for the Janin School of Arts and Sciences is faculty delegate Dr. Tom Tierney. Dean of the Janin School of Arts and Sciences is Dr. John Shannon. Leading the graduates to receive their Bachelor of Arts degrees is Dr. Don Jones. Devin Billingsley. Joy Marie Cunningham. Anthony Earhart. Megan Elizabeth Harris, cum laude. Gregory Richard Janice. Gregory Nauer. Jontel Alika Asim. Cum laude. Timothy Patrick Raftery. Matthew Glenn Spangler. Leading the graduates to receive their Bachelor of Science degrees is Dr. Ira Jones. Carrie Scott Abrams. Tina Louise Beadle. Ashley Nicole Cloud. Allison Nicole Coe. Christy Catherine Comer, cum laude. Nicole Kopic. Anthony William Ferguson. Kelly Ann Foreman. Nicholas James Garska, magna cum laude. Marie Hostetter. Brandon Serge Jurgens. Samantha Anna Comfer. Ashley Nashay McClendon. Amber Marie Michaels, magna cum laude. Jessica J. Montz. Kyle S. Perkins. Carrie Ann Prentice. Travis Michael Reiter. Teresa Marie Slavacek. Heather Lynn Stennett, cum laude, honors program. Lindsay Tuck, cum laude. Jeffrey Vey. Layla Joy Wirlow. Caitlin Sue Wiley. Claire Anna Will. Jeffrey Robert Willis, cum laude. David Allen Woody. Leading the graduates to receive their criminal justice degrees is Professor Craig Laker. For the Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice, Christopher Warren Anderson. James E. Greenlee. Eric Michael Hardwick. Carly Lynn Nucky. Nathan Andrew Seaman. Todd Allen Shadley. Michael Howard Tees. Megan D. Wood. For the Associate in Criminal Justice, Allison Nicole Coe. Kyle S. Perkins. Teresa Marie Slavacek. Will the graduates and candidates from the Kettner School of Business please come forward to the presentation of their diplomas. Carrying the banner for the Kettner School of Business is faculty delegate, Professor Bill Maddock. The Dean of the Kettner School of Business is Dr. V.K. Sharma. Leading the graduates from the Department of Business to receive their Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degrees is Professor Don Pomeroy. Munwir Alanazi, cum laude. Glenn Robert Alfieri. Michael J. Bruns, cum laude. Timothy James Buckmeyer. Catherine Anna Close. Chase Cuffield. Kelly Suzanne Costello. Elena Cowgill, cum laude. Austin James Hampshire. Omar Hassani. Colin Hubert, receiving 2 bachelor's degrees. Stephen Jabara. Jonathan Young. Argus G. Kaiser. Adam Kurtz. Jontel Elika Layson, cum laude. Tyler Lilly. Reed Michael McNally. Tab Roland McNally. Malia Miller. Joseph Minnick. Alicia Rock, magna cum laude, receiving 2 degrees. Amelia Raymiller. Sherry K. Rao. Eric James Walker. Courtney Renee Webb, cum laude. Tim Wolleson. Leading the graduates from the Department of Sport and Hospitality Management is Dr. Susan Anspaugh. For the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Carlos Aguayo. Patrick Joseph Bailey. Victor Dickerson. Joshua M. Dittman. Nick Fuentes. Grant Gillen. David Wesley Henry. Scott Michael Lee. Alex M. Lorenz. John A. Nyrider. Chad Robison. Caitlin Elizabeth Storms. Julie Ann Swisher. Wesley McCombs Weir. Andrew Wolf. For the Bachelor of Science, Brandon Geron Day. Beth A. Dunsmore. Sarah Judy Hively. Jonathan I. Mahoney. Clayton Jean Napier. Ashley Renee Nordman. Cole J. Pittsford, cum laude. Will the graduates and candidates from the School of Professional Studies please come forward for the presentation of their diplomas? Carrying the banner for the School of Professional Studies is Faculty Delegate Professor Rob Wiley. Dean of the School of Professional Studies is Professor David Wood. Leading the graduates to receive their Bachelor of Science degrees is Professor Eric Vitz. Jacqueline V. Caffey, magna cum laude. Aaron Clarich, magna cum laude. Victoria Clark. Elizabeth Ebert. Teresa Ann Guest, cum laude. Richard Daniel Hudson, magna cum laude. Clarence W. Jones III. Julia E. Lamont, summa cum laude. Joeva M. Peabody Yokley, summa cum laude. Eric N. Rathgaber. Leading the graduates to receive their Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice degrees is Professor Marcia Alik. For the Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice, Stacy Allison, Mark A. D'Angelo, Keisha Yvonne Davis, Christina G. Delgado, summa cum laude. Amanda A. Flores, Brenda Diana McClung, Ralph Miles, Jr., Rebecca Morin, summa cum laude. Margie L. Neely, Levon Parm. Getting kind of wild here, isn't it? Stacy Sleester, Ellen Marie Valentis, Christy Lynn Van Winkle, summa cum laude. Adam Kenneth Walters. For the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice degrees, Jessica Nicholson. For the Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice degrees, Tiara Elizabeth Hall. Yolanda Michelle Humphrey. Angela Juan Anaya. Teresa E. Ostrander Ralston. Marta Picasso. Lindsay Leanne Rorick, cum laude. Mindy Schmucker. Leading the graduates to receive their Bachelor of Science in Business Administration or Bachelor of Business Administration is Professor Jane Mitchell. Carmen Adams. Lindsay S. Allen, cum laude. Jessica A. Anderson. Julie Ann Anderson, magna cum laude. Edith Androl, cum laude. Stephen Krogan. Kathleen Currier, cum laude. Lori Dingus, magna cum laude. Darnell D. Dunaway. Kellen Freeman, cum laude. Cheryl Globkey, summa cum laude. Michael John Hartman, cum laude. Renee Lynn Hartman. Janelle Hendrickson, magna cum laude. Francesca Hughes. Carrie Valerie Jack, receiving 2 degrees. Jeffrey L. Jennings, cum laude. Amisha LaShawn Jones. Michelle Kreiser. Larry Lautzenheiser, summa cum laude. Tara M. Lee. Michael D. McClure. Amber Miller. Lisa Renee Opliger. Jeff Parker. Cheryl Elaine Pidlisny. Lindsay Ray Powers. Rhonda Ridgway Hall, summa cum laude. Emerlyn Simonson, cum laude. Jason Vachon, cum laude. Ronald Wilkinson. Heather M. Winter, cum laude. Jody Lynn Zeller, summa cum laude. For both the Bachelor of Business Administration and Bachelor of Applied Management degrees, Kayla DeLee Smith. Leading the graduates to receive their Bachelor of Applied Management degrees is Professor Jerry Wellman. Shakiva A. Adams. Tavares R. Adams. Charlotte Marie Applewhite. Joel Christopher Barrett, magna cum laude. Cami Elaine Egolf Barrett, magna cum laude. Alan Bolton Jr. Stephen J. Bruns. Ronald Javier Campos, magna cum laude. Jason John Kohlglazer, summa cum laude. Michael Driver, magna cum laude. Robert Elmer. Jared Foote, magna cum laude. Paula Osborne Hewlett. Mary Jane Johnson, cum laude. Michelle Linval. David Howard Mann. April Mole. Terry Sue Northrop, magna cum laude. Wayne Prosser. Gregory Schell, magna cum laude. Jill Skeens, cum laude. Amanda Smith. Michelle Lee Starnes, magna cum laude. Siobhan Steinbrunner, cum laude. David Curtis Stuckey, summa cum laude. I don't have her name. For the Associate in Accounting, Gretchen Lynn Stager. For the Associate in Business Administration, Ashley K. Bird. Jennifer Farrell. Susan R. Miller, cum laude. Leading the graduates to receive their Associate in Industrial Technology or Associate in Engineering Technology degrees is Professor Dave Wagner. Jack A. Beck. Cody Michael Jack. David E. York, magna cum laude. Will the audience please join me now in congratulating all of our graduates. Someone didn't show up.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, did you mark them off? They didn't show?
No, what I do is I mark every one of them so I don't lose my place. And I look up and go fine.
Congratulations to the class of 2010. Will you all please stand, the graduating class of 2010? As one of the traditional symbols of receiving the degree, you may now move your tassels to the left side. Congratulations. You may be seated. With today's ceremony, those who have received Trine University degrees become members of the Alumni Association of the university. I ask Colonel George Higginson, a 1963 alum and member of the Alumni Board of Governors, to induct the new graduates. Representing the class of 2010 is Paul Rexroth, winner of the Robert B. Stewart Award as the outstanding graduate of this year's class. Will those who have received degrees today please rise and remain standing throughout the induction.
Inscribed on this scroll is the graduating class of 2010. I request that the name of each member of this class be formally added to the roll of the alumni of Trine University. As new graduates, we pledge our allegiance to our alma mater and ask that the alumni body direct henceforth our service to the university.
Members of the class of 2010, we welcome you to the Alumni Association and wish you well in the years ahead. You will be the university's representatives in many disciplines and many places throughout the world, and we trust that your work will reflect, honor upon, and bring greater strength to our university. The strength of the university and the Alumni Association depends upon the strength of each and every one of you. The alumni join you in your pledge of support for a university committed to greater service to humankind. Thank you.
Please be seated. Congratulations, fellow seniors. Today is a great celebration to recognize the fruit of 4 years of persistent effort. But let us take a moment to step back in our memories to the summer of 2006, when we first set foot on the campus of Trine University. We carried with us many hopes, dreams, and aspirations for what our time here might entail. As we began the journey, it seemed like college would last forever. But with the daily grind of classwork, the pressure of tests, the enjoyment of breaks, and the joy of celebrating achievements, the years have slipped by quickly. I would assume you can all relate to my reflections over my undergraduate years in saying that our growth and development has included but far exceeded academic knowledge. In addition to the hours of solitude in the library, I have wonderful memories of time spent with many of you in activities like intramurals, cross-country, Christian Campus House, and honor societies. These were priceless opportunities to develop qualities such as leadership, integrity, and perseverance that will provide a framework of character for our lives. Thus, college has shown the importance of living a life carefully balanced between scholastics, experiences, and relationships. As we stand at this milestone, it is wise to consider the keys to attaining success. I have found that one such key lies in the simple statement: achievement never exceeds vision. The best way to achieve a goal is to set your vision on a purpose that goes beyond it. The greater your purpose, the greater your potential for success. Let me give you a few examples of the evidence of this principle in my own life. In mathematics, algebra seemed difficult until I completed calculus. Then, as I paged back through my high school textbooks, I wondered why it previously seemed so challenging. As a musician, I often found the best way to attain mastery of a piece of music was to set it aside and learn a song with similar but more challenging technique. Then, as I returned to the first piece, the keys seemed to flow easily beneath my fingertips. Similarly, as I reflect over the past 4 years, the challenges and stress of each day sometimes seemed insurmountable without having a purpose which far exceeded them. The purpose that I have found and live for is serving Jesus Christ and doing my best for his glory. As I have done this, the studies and tests, which once seemed impossible, became an opportunity to live out my goals. I challenge you, whatever your goals in life, to let your vision extend them to the horizon beyond, so that the mountains of challenge become your stepping stone to success. Class of 2010, congratulations. On behalf of all of us, I want to express gratitude to the family, the friends, and the teachers who have influenced our lives. We would not be standing at this milestone without your support and encouragement. As we celebrate today, we invite you to share in our joy as you witness the fruit of the investment you have made in our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. To the newest members of the Trine University Alumni Association, I offer my congratulations and best wishes. As you leave this campus today, you leave it a different individual. You have achieved a set of goals, and now it's time to reach for another set. Remember, your degree is not an end, but rather a beginning, a catalyst for the inception of what you will become, and what you will become is dependent upon the ingredients that you put into the mix. Your alma mater has given you the seeds of knowledge and of training. You must nurture them and allow them to grow, be fed by experience, motivation, and thoughtful decision-making. You're now faced with the awesome responsibility of making the choices which will determine the person you are to become. Make those choices wisely. Continue to listen to the counsel of those whose lives illustrate success and harmony with humanity and the world around them. Conversely, do not be afraid to stand alone. Believe in what you've cultivated in yourself. Believe in what you have, your ideals and your standards, and your innate feelings of right and wrong, good and bad. Take charge of yourself and build your own successes. You need not wait for someone else to do that for you. It won't happen. Your family and friends have joined you here today because they have given much of themselves to see you reach this pinnacle in your life. Remember them and then strive to do the same for others. It is a great privilege for me to be the first to congratulate you on receiving your degree. I wish you well and I offer you the hospitality on behalf of the entire campus community. You can come home, and we will steadfastly stand behind you as you seek your way in the world, just as you have during your duration of your studies here at Trine University. Immediately following today's ceremony, a reception for graduates and their families will be held in the Kettner Sports Center, located in the back of the building. I invite you all to join us. We conclude today's ceremony with the alma mater, the benediction, and the recessional. Please remain standing at your seat until the conclusion of the recessional. Please rise for the Trine University alma mater.
Let me add congratulations to the class of 2010. And please allow me to conclude our ceremony by leading you in prayer. God, it has been a great morning, and we thank you for blessing us with your presence during this commencement ceremony. God, we ask that you would give these graduates clarity in seeking employment and confidence in their abilities to adjust to the future. We pray that you would continue to develop each graduate with the character needed to use their degree for the betterment of their community, their company, and their Creator. Father, send us from here under your protection. We pray this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.